send it to my mom. So, no, I'm just kidding. Look, Mom, it's my first day here. But anyway, so the point being, I'm going to have some pretty high expectations for you guys. And but that just kind of comes with the nature of the field, right? If I ask you guys, what have you heard about organic chemistry? You guys would say things like it's easy, and everyone typically gets an A, and you have to spend upwards of 10 minutes studying for the exams, right? And there's barely anybody who cries, right? Is that what you guys have heard? No,
Who do you
right?
think we're talking to?
Talking to everybody in this room, right? But only certain people are listening still, so there's a difference, right? But I'm trying to help you guys out is what I'm saying here, right? So the point being this. I have you guys for, if I calculate it properly, 39 classes, right? So that's about, let's just make math a little bit easier, let's say about 40 hours that you guys have to spend with me in this semester, right? So that's less than 2 days, right? So it's less than 2 days that I have to teach you guys basically 13 chapters, right? Let's see, I brought my book over here, so we'll do visual things, right? So let's see, where's chapter 13? There it is, okay? So that, you guys with me? So do you think I can teach you guys everything in 40 hours to get through those 13 chapters?
Absolutely, I have every faith in you.
Thank you, that's the right answer. Now, what you'll know, one of my former students from Gen Ed, so they definitely know the answer when I ask questions like that, right? Do you guys get the point that I'm making though, right? That's really a lot of material. I wish I had more time with you guys, I do. Right? You guys may or may not wish that, but I do, because the more time that we could spend together, the better I could, draw these things out. We wouldn't have to rush, we wouldn't have to fly, we wouldn't have to go through everything, right? And we could sit there and answer everybody's questions and do a lot of practice problems and all these kind of things. But the point being this, right? So I've got you guys for about 3 hours a week. You guys are going to need to spend more time than that working through this stuff, okay? There's no way around it. I wish there was some simpler way to do it. Right, but that's just all it is. You guys have to put time into something to get something out of it, right? This is kind of the way the world works, right? Now, all of you guys in here, I imagine, have fairly lofty goals with things, right? You want to go to med school, you want to go to vet school, you want to just graduate, please, 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 right? Right? And this is one of the classes that you have to take along the way, right? So I'm here to help you guys with that, right? So if you're stuck on something, just come see me, right? I live in my office pretty much all the time. I don't know, I have to put office hours down on my syllabus, I don't even know what they are, right? I'm around is what it is, right? Drop me an email, knock on my office door. The worst I'll tell you is, I don't have time right now, can we set up an appointment for later, or can you come back in 10 minutes, or something like that is what it is, right? So I teach this class, I have my Gen Chem class that I teach at 11, I think, or something like that. And then I have you guys for labs on Thursday, right? So aside from that, I'm usually around. The only day I won't be around is on Tuesdays, okay? So on Tuesdays I won't be here, so if you do come by on any Tuesday, I'm not ignoring you, I'm just on my office. I work over at FGCU on Tuesdays, and so I'm gonna be over there, right? But if you guys need to send me an email or whatever it is, I'll always be able to answer that for you guys, okay?
Aren't you teaching a lab on Tuesday?
Am I? I don't think so, I sure hope not.
According to the schedule, you are.
We're gonna have to double check on that one, but we'll see. Anyway, what was I saying with this? Anyway, yeah, so come by and see me, and I'll be happy to help you guys with that as much as I can, all right? How many of you guys actually have the book? All of you guys? Most of you guys? Some of you guys? Okay.
I think it's in the mailroom. I think it's in the mailroom.
It's in the mailroom? Yeah. So, one of these unfortunate things is that they changed to a new edition this year. So we're technically on the 4th edition. I couldn't, it wouldn't let me put down that the 3rd edition is fine. So if you guys do happen to have the 3rd edition, that's okay. Just know that I'm working out of the 4th edition because that's what we have to do. I haven't had a chance to sit down and look at all the differences between the two here, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right? If you guys have a textbook, for the most part, all the stuff is in there is what it is, okay? And if you guys need to borrow the 4th edition because you guys have the 3rd, just to kind of make a list of what's different, just again, swing by my office, you guys can borrow that, look through it, these kind of things, okay? All right, let's see, what else? Yeah. So we have something that's kind of, let's say, majorly different this semester. Who's got their syllabus? You got the syllabus? It's not printed? That's fine. Scroll down to where we have the exams. I'll take a look at where the exams are.
Are they not in lab?
Exams, yes.
The dates and the times. Scroll down a
Oh,
little bit.
all the way down.
Not quite all the way down. There we go, right? So if you guys are looking at the syllabus, you see at the bottom there, we have the exam days, right? So they're all Tuesdays, okay? Now something that we're doing different this semester is we're having evening exams, okay? So we are going to be doing some evening exams where you guys and Gen Chem, we're gonna be all together because misery loves company, right? And we're gonna be doing some exams in the evening time, right? We used to have these during lab times, but that's just not a viable option anymore for us, okay? So what I need you guys to do is take those dates that are written in the syllabus, okay, and you put them into your phone, right? You put an alarm in there and say, oh yeah, I've got an exam this day, right? And we're gonna be doing it in the evening time, all right? I'll be sending out a little bit more information for you guys as we get closer to that, but just keep that in mind, okay? So I'm telling you this now so that we can avoid any issues with scheduling and stuff as it comes along. Okay, sound good? So everyone's gonna be taking exams at the same time. We don't have to sit in the ever comfortable lab chairs anymore. Right? So, and you guys, I believe we're gonna set them at 6:30, but it's not 100% yet. I will email you guys that as soon as I have that info though, okay? This could be like either 6:30 to 8:30 or 7 to 9 or something like that. Is what it is. I will talk to you guys about this stuff as we get to that. Alrighty, we good with that? I will email you guys the exact times because we're looking at booking rooms. But I'll get that to you guys as soon as I can. But it'll be something like 6 to 8 or 7 to 9, something like that is what it is, okay? Everyone good on that?
So the exams are only gonna be 2 hours?
Yeah. Why, you guys want more?
Will the amount on the exams be decreased commensurately? Or is it are there gonna be like 2 hour or exams that like in
Are you asking, am I a jackass and gonna write you a 4-hour exam?
Yeah.
No. No, I fully respect that you guys have 2 hours to take an exam, and I don't want you guys to take 2 hours to complete the exam, but you guys have the time that you need for it is what it is, right? I'm not gonna sit here and, make you guys, pop out organic chemistry answers every 30 seconds, right? So don't worry. You guys will have the time you need, but we are working within a time frame is what it is also, right? So we're a little bit more restricted than what it was in the past, but this is just the way that we're kind of progressing this semester, okay? Yeah, what's up?
You said the exams are on Tuesdays,
Mm-hmm.
but on the syllabus it's Thursday, Friday,
Did I upload the wrong stupid one?
and Thursday again.
Okay. Wow, that failed miserably. Good. And I got it recorded, so that'll be even better. But thank you. I will, let me do this as soon as I'm done here. I'm gonna post you guys the correct ones there somewhere. It used to be on a Thursday and we have to move it to a Tuesday, so sorry. Right? I will get that immediately uploaded as I get out of here. Apologies for being confusing with that. Yeah, what's up?
When you're supposed to do it, is it gonna say the exact dates?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same weeks as those, but it's just the Tuesdays of those weeks, so.
Okay.
That's all it is. So I will update that for you guys as soon as I get back and clarify and upload the correct syllabus and all that kind of stuff. Apologies for that. Certainly didn't mean to make that confusing.
Yes.
Okay, let's see, we got that out of the way. So what else do we have? What other important things? Oh, so we have lab this week, yes?
Yes.
Yes, what do you guys have due for lab this week? Pre-lab, right? Okay, so how many of you guys have found the pre-lab form? Some of you guys, all of you guys, most of you guys, I hope, right? So where are the instructions on how to fill out the pre-lab form? In the lab syllabus, right? Because you're gonna get there, it's gonna be basically a blank sheet, and you say, what in the world do I fill into these different boxes? Take a look at the lab syllabus. Most of it's pretty self-explanatory, right? Except there's one part of it that usually kind of tricks you guys, which is the equivalence boxes, right? So take a look at what it says in the lab syllabus about what the equivalents are and how to figure those out. You guys are gonna have to do some mole conversions. Right? Doesn't go away ever, right? Moles are pretty important, so you're gonna have to do some of that. You're gonna have to read a little bit about what chemicals you're actually gonna be using, okay? So what are we doing in lab this week then? Well, we're gonna make some tea, right? That's basically what the first part of it is. And then we're gonna extract some caffeine out of it. That's what the second part is, okay? Now, while you're reading through the procedure itself and writing a little bit of a summary for it, right? There's gonna be some techniques that you guys don't know or may not know, like using a separatory funnel, right? Some of you guys have experience with that, some of you guys don't. But you'll notice I put some links in there to some good and some videos on YouTube. Some of them are of different quality there.
Oh,
right?
the lab safety video?
No, not the lab safety video. You guys get that in person, so for me, if you're in my section, right? But there's some videos about technique on how to use things like a separatory funnel, or use a Buchner funnel, right? Or how do you do a recrystallization, or these techniques that we're trying to really teach you guys while we're going through the lab, right? Do you think I really care that you guys extract caffeine? Well, not really. What am I trying to teach you guys? How to use a separatory funnel, how to use a Buchner funnel, how to recrystallize things, how to take a melting point, how to do these techniques that we're learning about in this semester for this lab, right? So take some time, watch those videos. If you guys don't know, right, you can set the videos to go at 2 times speed, right? And just save everybody hours of their life, right? Watch through those videos so you have an idea about when you come into the lab. Okay, because most of you guys are going to be working on your own. Okay, so you can't have your friend with you and she's like, "Did you watch the video?" No. Okay, well, let's just ask the person next to us. Right? So take a minute, look through this stuff, figure out a little bit about what to do, and don't worry, I'm not going to just throw you into the deep end when we get into the lab there, right? But we do expect you guys to have a little bit of work done beforehand. Okay, pre-labs are going to be part of your grade. We will collect those at the end, along with your post-lab stuff, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about that when we actually get into the lab, okay? But, so, all that being said, remember, bring your pre-lab to the first lab, okay? And we'll keep talking about it a little bit more as we go through, and we'll add some things and clarify some things too, okay? What's up?
So we're printing pre-lab?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just clear.
Yep, we're doing a lab, or we're starting the lab on the first day. So, yeah.
Are the labs going to be done this year through Canvas, or are we going to have a third-party site like Blue Door again?
No, we're doing stuff mostly on paper for this class. That answer is there's no real good way to do a lot of organic chemistry stuff that we need to do online yet. So we're going to be doing it by paper. What else do we need to bring aside from our pre-labs to labs then, if we are doing an experiment? Goggles, lab coats, proper attire, that kind of thing, yes? Everybody still have their awesome goggles from last semester? They're still going to be as sweaty as always. Lock you in. So, all right. So I think we got that. So we took care of, let's see, some of the syllabus stuff. Let's see, we took care of the lab stuff. What else did I need to talk to you guys about? Yeah.
Do we have to wear masks in the lab?
No. It's up to you guys. You guys are welcome to wear masks. Right? I leave that up to the individual. So if you want to, cool. If not, it's up to you also. Right? Let's see. So I think that's kind of it at the moment. What's up?
So let's say we wanted to switch from one lab section to another.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still possible?
As long as the drop ad is open, you can.
Follow-up question, what if we're currently not in an OChem lab because none of the OChem labs don't conflict with other labs?
I have to figure something out. So, yeah, those are the only times that we can run the labs, right? What other labs are conflicting?
Physics and bio.
Those aren't as important as organic. Just drop those.
There's still prereqs for biochem. The only lab section that doesn't conflict with my other labs is already full, and it was full by the time registration opened because I'm not an honors student because I did dum-dum.
I disagree with that statement, but let's chat a bit after class. So let's see what we can look at with that. Okay. Cool. All right. What else? Any other questions? All right.
Sorry.
No,
Really
what's up?
loud. I saw quizzes on the syllabus. Are
You
we
did?
doing online?
Are we doing them online this year or no?
Our procedure that we were told is to assume that everything's gonna be in person. However, to prepare for inevitably having students online, right? So, there's my vague answer. I hope that helped. Yeah. What's up?
Will there be tissues provided at the exams?
You have to make your own. That's part of the labs. Time to make paper. Yeah.
I'm asking for a vague answer, but
My favorite kind.
if you could give me a ballpark hour, what would you expect us to spend? How much time outside the classroom?
Yeah, I'll give you my vague answer. As much time as you need, right? And I say that just kind of, sort of facetiously. So everybody, and this is one of these things that you guys will, or hopefully will, learn very quickly as we go through this class. I guess I can give you a little bit of a spiel here there. So what Andrew asked is, how much time do I expect you guys to be spending outside of class here? And my vague answer is enough to get an A, right? Some of you guys are going to, it's going to be pretty easy. It's going to be pretty straightforward. You guys don't have to spend that much time to do it, okay? I'll just go ahead and be honest with you, that's kind of rare, okay? Some of you guys are gonna have to spend a lot of time doing it, okay? Organic chemistry tends to be I'll call it a time suck, right? Like you sit there and you just, okay, I'm putting hours and hours and hours and hours into this, right? And then you get frustrated because you didn't quite get the grade that you still wanted and these kind of things. And I'll be, as I keep saying this, I'll be sharing a little bit more with this as we go through the semester. But what I expect is for you guys to get an A. I want you guys to get an A. Do you know why? Is it because I'm such a nice guy?
It's because it's easier for you to take the exam.
Thank you, right? If you guys get everything right on the exam, I can just go through and give 100 for everybody. And I will be happy, okay? Hopefully, for those of you guys who haven't had me for a previous class, I try to joke with you guys a lot. It's not that I'm really lazy and, just, right? I do want you guys to get hundreds on this, and I know all of you guys can. Okay, but some of you guys, it's going to take a lot longer than others, all right? And some of you guys are going to start reading through this, and you might be fired up today, and then maybe in about a week, life starts to happen, right? And you get distracted with practice and other classes, and the social events that happen, and all these kind of things, right? And slowly things start to fade away, and we start to ignore certain classes and things like that. Okay, build good habits. That's my advice to you. If it takes you 3 hours a day to get an A in OChem, is that worth it?
Yes.
Okay. If it takes you 30 minutes to get an A in OChem, is that worth it? Absolutely, right? So decide for yourself how much time you want to invest into it, okay? That's what I will say. The other end of this is, I told you guys that everyone here can do it. Do you know why? Well, I'm not a geneticist, but they have yet to discover the chemistry gene, right? As I've shared with some of you before, when I sprung from the womb, they didn't look at me and say, chemist, right? He will be a chemist, right? And then they put a stamp on my head and put me into the crib, right? You guys get the point that I'm making? Like, I don't have anything special that you guys don't have either, okay? I happen to have the gift of chemistry, I would think, and that's a good blessing. And some of you guys have amazing gifts also, and they might not be chemistry, right? Is that okay too? Of course it is, okay? Of course it is. That's great. We don't need a whole room full of chemists, you know why? Because we're dorks, okay? We need other people with other skills around here too. But that means that I'm also teaching to a classroom that doesn't have just chemists in there. I take that into what I expect you guys out of this also, is what it is, okay? I do have to teach you guys chemistry, right? And I do expect you guys to know general chemistry also. And that's the other point I want to lead into, okay? All of chemistry. Every little bit of chemistry builds upon itself. So my expectation, as I kind of shared with you guys in the announcements there, is that you guys know all of general chemistry, right? Now, certain of you in here have me for general chemistry. So what does that mean? Thank you, right? You guys automatically remember everything because you have the best teacher. He knows me, okay? So for you guys, double high expectations, okay?
Gee, thanks.
Right? When you guys are done with organic chemistry, if you guys move on, you're going to end up in biochemistry. Guess what they expect you guys to know in biochemistry? Everything from organic chemistry and everything from general chemistry. Okay? And if you guys decide to be masochistic and go on to graduate school, guess what they're gonna expect you there?
Biochemistry.
To know everything from biochemistry. You're like, well, I don't wanna go to graduate school, I wanna go to med school. What's one of the first classes you take in med school? Got it? Okay, so it's gonna show up. So you have the opportunity now to go ahead and start studying for biochemistry. Do you get what I mean with this? Right? So if you start studying now and really start to understand organic chemistry, you're gonna give yourself a leg up when you get to biochem. Okay? So do yourself a favor, invest some time in your future now. Act now, right? 50% off with Groupon. Okay, anyway, all right, I'm done.
Your Billy McMay's impression needs work.
I know. I also need the beard that he had, but that's okay. All right. Anything else I can help you guys out with at the moment? Good? Guys all fired up? I love honesty. Please always be honest. Okay, so let's see how well your Gen Chem knowledge is. Yes?
No.
I'm just saying that Maria pointed out that there's quizzes on the syllabus, so I did this only because she said so. I just kidding. I think I might have given it to her.
Can we use a periodic table?
There's a periodic table. Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yep, go for it.
John, this is cruel and unusual punishment on the
Yeah, I know.
Tem que desenhar,
Huh?
Tem que desenhar?
Desenhar?
Tem que desenhar? Do you have to draw?
Oh, I was like, art? But, yeah. No, I got you. Yes.
Chemistry is like,
Yep.
half chemistry, half art.
Sure. Everything. Do you think I would give you busy work for no reason?
Yes!
No, you.
Honestly, I wish
Thank you so much,
Caught all your groans on recording. I'm gonna play it on loop tonight when I go to sleep. Yeah. Oh, okay, thank you. There's a periodic table on the back there for you guys. Isn't it an eye exam? Sorry. I'll make a bigger one for you guys. Judge harshly. everyone's attention for a minute, please. Ouch. I saw that look, like that hurt. Staring daggers. All right. So, how are we feeling about the quiz? Yeah? Let me ask you a quick question. I promise my intent is not to shame anybody, okay? Do we think that these topics on this quiz are obscure things that we talked about in general chemistry? No. Did we talk about ionic charges a lot? Yes. Did we talk about electrons a lot? Yes. Did we talk about shape and drawing and all these other things that are on here? Yes. Do you get what I mean when I say I don't need you guys to know general chemistry? Do I need you to know every minutia of detail that's in there? No, right? But these big topics that we talked about a lot, right? I do need you guys to be familiar with those, okay? So, take some time, find a group next to you if you need to use your books or something. See what answers you guys can come up with, okay? So work in some groups, work with your resources, see what you guys can come up with here, okay? Just make stuff up. It's Frankfurters. That's not on the quiz. Here you go. Take a look at that. How's it looking over here? You can turn the lights on. Because I like to give obscure things sometimes to make you guys go look for it, right? Yeah. Why did I give you guys that? Because we're going to talk a little bit about this. No. I don't, like I said, I am trying to get you guys to think again, right? To not so much about Yep. Yeah, draw the representation of it, yeah.
You go through? Yes, this is the one.
Okay, good. Are we looking over here? That's the buzzword. There you go. You guys remember the different blocks in the periodic table?
And then it's some D.
There you go. See, you guys remembering more of this. It's always kind of scary when you get a quiz and like, oh crap, I forgot everything. How's it looking over here?
Okay, number 5.
That's something you guys. Looks like you guys filled in a lot of
I tried to do that.
So we have a couple of things that we need to review. Alright?
Wait, is it really?
I forget exactly who they are, but just, like I said, I only have the other class, but we might have time. So this afternoon, I'll be around.
What's the charge?
Trust me, you're Batman more
So there's 6? Like, are those all
What's up?
Number 6? Yeah.
So now the question becomes, right? How do we know what's the correction?
I also don't know what but in this case,
And so my answer is only half of the time. I want you guys to know what's correct. So which one is representation of the full? How do you know that? Right? Well, remember we have linear, right? So that's how your class will be draw something.
I don't think so.
So typically, like,
That's
You might be right.
I knew it was something easy, and then it was just like last year. Oh wait. You do that.
No, the extra one isn't a good one.
No, I know that
It's not that makes it twice as much, it's it, you add the reaction, like the
I'm already talking about first order, second order, third order. What's that in reference?
It means to be
Broadly. We're dealing with net, right? We're dealing with weight loss, right? So if I'm telling you,
Concentration.
so if I'm telling you,
it means
so if I'm telling you something second order, the first thing I would do is write out the rate law for it, right? And then what does that tell you about the reaction?
I think I might have index cards with the rate lock crap on it. Hold on, guys.
Yep. I want you to write it. So what's the assumption? They're all the same.
No, that's behind it.
So they'll be.
I don't know.
Yeah, should I just the smart phone was like it just says one end. I just put that.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
It could be like a full orbital out that's one end.
One gives two.
No, it has the circle.
Product.
It's like, it's not the circle on like the card. No, it's like it's just in orbit.
Oh, I just have the rest.
Sorry, I just, no, there's a whole other one.
No.
They have to do with, no, second order is 3 or 2, and all this one's.
The one thing I remember thinking.
No, I just drew a flower because I don't freaking remember the Yeah.
You have to go and I just I remember that on the quiz.
I just drew it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have to write the rate law.
We talked about it.
That's what we need.
The orbitals is mean that's like I don't think I did one of those. I think different for S.
No. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Alrighty.
Where is that?
Let me draw everyone's attention again. So, if you guys want to wrap up what you guys are working on at the moment, and then if you guys want to bring this back to me on Wednesday there, yeah, with all the right answers, yes? The best answers that Google can give you. Right? So, the first part of organic chemistry, we're going to go through and, well, you see, you guys missed it. I have to be honest. You guys missed an opportunity. If you guys had gotten 100 on this quiz, we could have taken the next 2 months off. I know, man. I could have come in here and been like, what movie do we want to watch this week? And I'd like, I wanna watch, some more Disney, okay, right, and we can just watch movies, right? Who did you guys have for Gen Chem though, huh? Jeez. Oh, it's me, I suck, right? Right? So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and we're gonna kind of review and recap some of these things from Gen Chem there, okay? Now, I made this point earlier, right, about how much time I have with you guys, right? So remember, the expectation is that we remember everything from Gen Chem. Right, not every, we don't have to do ice tables, so you can forget those, thankfully. Right? But there are these major topics that we do have to deal with. So if we think about ice tables, remember what we use those for? To figure out what does the E stand for in ice?
That's a great question.
The
Equilibrium, right? Is equilibrium an important concept to remember, though?
yes.
Absolutely, right? Now, the good news about Gen Chem is that you guys never have to bring a calculator, okay? Because as long as you get...
You mean OCHEM? You just said Gen Chem.
Did I say Gen Chem? I'm sorry, yeah, OCHEM. The good news about OCHEM is that you never have to bring a calculator with you, okay? So, well, you guys can count to 8, right?
No.
Yeah, it depends on the day. It's kind of early in the morning, right? I might need an abacus, Dr. H. Okay, all right, so... But if we can count to 8, then we can do all the math that we need to in OCHEM, all right? So we don't have to worry about ice tables and doing the quadratic equations and that kind of stuff. But knowing what equilibrium is, because I am going to talk to you guys about that quite a bit, right? Talking about rate laws and kinetics and these kind of things are going to be very important also, all right? So take a look. I think there's 2 videos that are on the modules online there that kind of go through all the things that, you're supposed to know from Gen Chem for organic there, okay? So watch through those, put them on 2 times speed, that kind of thing. Stop it when you get to something that you don't remember, so that you guys can review a little bit from that too, okay? But the first couple of, the first 2 chapters, we're gonna learn about periodic trends again and how to draw things and how to do formal charges and ionic charges and net charges and all these kind of things like that, okay? Then we're going to learn how to draw things in organic chemistry, okay? And then we're going to do everyone's, the most important chapter is, let me borrow that back from you real quick, Senior. I think it's chapter 3, if I remember correctly. An acid-base chapter. Yeah, chapter 3, acids and bases, okay? So acids and bases is the fundamental chapter for, or in my opinion at least, one of the fundamental chapters for organic chemistry, okay? Now, I'm gonna go ahead, and I think I've got you guys for what, another 15 minutes, right? Is that what it is? I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna teach you guys organic chemistry, and it's gonna take me before the second hand gets back up to the 12 there. You guys ready?
Yes.
Organic chemistry works by something negative going to something positive. That's it, okay? Oh, man. I'm not a good government employee. I finished ahead of schedule. All right. So, all right. That's it. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you guys for this semester. It's been good, and you guys. All right. That's literally all I'm going to tell you guys over and over and over and over and over again. Now, you guys think I'm exaggerating. You guys think I'm making it up. That's fine. You don't believe me. How many of you guys know Dr. Barbosa? All right. One of the other. Yeah. Go ask him what organic chemistry is. Okay? He'll tell you the same thing, right? That's literally all it is. Now, I can tell, as I get older, I gain powers as a professor, right? I level up as a professor. And I'm starting to work on mind reading, so I can read your guys' mind and say, wait a minute, if all of organic chemistry is something negative goes to positive, there's a lot of papers in this book just to describe that, huh? Yep, but guess what they all describe? Something negative going to something positive, okay? Now, is it always going to be overt? Are we always going to look at something and go, aha, I see that that's negative because it's got a little minus sign and a circle around it? Sometimes yes, and guess what that means?
Yay?
It's easy. There's a negative, then guess what you have to do? Find the positive, then what you have to do? Bring them together. Okay? So sometimes it is that easy. Okay? Now, sometimes it's not that easy to see the negative, and we'll talk about that. Sometimes our negatives are very hidden, okay? Now when we have a hidden negative, we have to use certain tools to find them. We use tools like electronegativity, or atomic radius, or orbital shape. Where have we seen those before? Oh, agenda. You guys with me on this? So that's where I'm trying to get you guys to think about here. I'm going to be teaching you guys basically what I always envision as organic chemistry is I'm doing two things with you guys. We're making a toolbox and we're building Legos, okay? So what I mean is I'm going to start to introduce different tools for you guys to start to predict how we can put the Legos together. How can we bring certain negative Legos with positive Legos, okay? I love Legos, is all I'm really saying. Okay. I still have all mine from when I was a kid. But if you guys have ever played with Legos, what do you know? Well, sometimes they're a pain in the butt to get apart. Okay? So you have to have a certain tool to kind of break those apart. Okay? Which is called what? A screwdriver. Okay? Just damn it, right? Just right?
Did your mom find you cussing at Legos when you were a child?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. So, right? And sometimes the Legos fall apart, so what do we have to do then?
Stick them back together.
Glue them together, right? Okay, so we have a different tool to do that. If you don't like Legos, imagine you're building a house. Okay, you need hammers, you need screwdrivers, you need drills, right? You need shovels, you need rakes, all these different things to build a house, right? What's up?
Is that not just the plot of the Lego movie?
That's where I get all my lectures from, right? Anyway. So what I'm going to be introducing are these different tools for you guys to use, okay? Here's the frustrating part of organic chemistry. I can't really give you guys definitive answers all the time, okay? What do you mean by that? Well, we're not doing math here, right? In math, if you add things together, there is always an answer for it, right? The whole example of 2 plus 2, right? There's no different answer for that, okay? But if I show you guys a reaction, all right, if I show you guys a reaction like this, well, don't worry about if you don't know what the role of different things mean at the moment. There are multiple answers to what happens there, okay? Now you guys aren't excited enough about this because you're not understanding what I'm telling you, right? You know why it's good that there's multiple answers for that? Because if I ask you that in an exam, guess what?
There's multiple ways to be right.
I'm not technically wrong, Dr. H. I'd like full points, please, right?
Will that work?
No, because I know how to ask better questions. I say, what is the major product, right? You know, these kind of things. Been doing this for a little bit, don't worry. I know most of your guys' tricks at this point. Okay? Right? But there's multiple answers for that. So the tools that we have to use is then figure out, okay, which of those multiple answers is the best one, right? And so that's how we figure out what our major product is for a reaction. If I mix those two together, there's going to be a major product that happens statistically most of the time. Got it? How are these things going to come together?
Something positive is going to attach to something.
Other way around. Very important that it's the other way around. Something negative goes after something. You guys with me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first tool that I'm teaching you guys right now. So
Why is that distinction important?
Good question. I'll answer that. Okay. So what I was going to say is if you guys have been thinking about getting a tattoo, right? Something negative, something positive. Got it? That's there. What am I going to do? Right? You guys never, I had this, one of my students, I don't recommend it, right? So they tattooed formulas on their arm, right? And then they're like, well, you can't have you can't have formulas on the exam. Well, I got tattoos on your arm. Wear a long sleeve shirt, right? So, I mean, he already had like a bunch of other tattoos, so for him it was, not a big deal, right? But just in case you guys want to get clever with things, right? So, right? Any sale? Let's see. I want to see it at the end of the semester. Anyway, right? So that's the first tool that we have here. Something negative goes after something positive. And we're going to have to start to think about how that works and where the different negatives are and where the different positives are. So we need to be able to, at some point, And by the end of the second semester of organic chemistry, you guys will be able to tell me exactly what the different products are for this, okay? You'll find that there might be multiple negative parts and multiple positive parts. We're gonna have to see which one is the most negative and the most positive. And then we go back to our most important tool. Something negative goes to something positive, got it? So that's what we're gonna do. So there was a recent article that was written, and there's a Journal of Chemical Education is what it's called, right? So it's one of these peer-reviewed journals that talk about, you know, how I'm supposed to teach you guys organic chemistry, right? Now, I don't read it because I'm perfect already, okay? But besides that, you know, okay, I'm joking, right? But it's basically just talking about the pedagogy of how to teach chemistry to different people in different classes, right? And so it's actually a really interesting article. They talk about different reasoning that you need to be able to be successful in organic chemistry, right? Now, you guys, what is it, philosophy? That's one of these core classes for you guys, right? What, excuse me, which one do you guys have to take? Nature and person, ethics, a couple of those. You guys talk about different types of reasoning in there, deductive, inductive, adductive reasoning? Okay, so at some point you guys will make it through your core and you'll talk about these different types of reasonings with them, okay? This is what I'm going to be asking you guys to do. Those are the key skills for this class. Notice I didn't say any word with M yet, did I? What's the M word?
Math.
Not math, but memorization, okay? Memorization will help you for this class. There are certain things that you guys have to memorize. Which reagents do I use to make this reaction happen? Okay? That's something to memorize. Understanding which reaction happens, that you can't memorize. Do you guys get the difference with this? One of them you're gonna have to reason what the answer is. I know that this is the most negative and this is the most positive, therefore I'm going to follow that line of thought, okay? That's why this class becomes very challenging. Because there are multiple answers for this. One of them is better than the others. But which answer do I expect you guys to know?
The best.
All of them, got it? You know why? Because what you guys are going to do is you're going to reason which one is the best answer. You understand what I mean with this? Mm-hmm. So it's, imagine you guys are detectives and you come into the crime scene, right? The whodunit. What's the first thing they do? They start to gather evidence, right? What happened with this? They fingerprint things, they interview people, they do chemical analysis, right? They get all this information, and then what do? After weeks and weeks and months of work, what do they do then? Then they predict or reason that this is what happens, right? You guys get what I mean with this? Mm-hmm. Your answer is the last thing you guys do, okay? It's 5% of your work. What's the other 95%?
Reasoning.
Gathering your evidence and doing all these things along the way, okay? So this is why organic chemistry is going to be a lot different from your other classes, and why you guys are going to fight me a lot, okay? I hope not physically, but don't worry, I can run pretty fast in case it gets to that, all right? Right? But you guys are going to fight me because I'm not going to ask you guys to memorize things. I'm going to say, give me an explanation for this. Dr. H, we never saw this in class. Yes, you did, right? I gave you guys the tools to figure this stuff out, okay? So we're going to have to do a little bit of a different thinking when we get to certain things here. Sound good? All right, so we got 2 things to do. You got your pre-labs, and you guys are going to lab, right? And you guys have your quizzes that you guys are going to bring back to me on Wednesday that have all the correct answers on them, yes? Cool. All right, I'll see you guys on Wednesday then. No, do your best you can. Yeah. I don't grade based off of